Jak één van de schiedolees, ik eis en dan gehast it. Good evening to all our attendees to this particular scoping session. Since BLM developed an FAQ sheet, I want to present my infrequently asked questions. Okay, as an allottee, me and my siblings, we've got 4 allotments where Saddle Butte is trying to seek the right-of-way down by down by Pueblo Pintado. So, for me, I'm going to view it as a business relationship. So I want to know who I'm dealing with. Saddle Butte, how did they get chosen? Since the properties that they're getting the oil from is a federal property, were they chosen by a bidding process? Or did they just all of a sudden come up with the idea that they're going to build a pipeline and they applied? Well, I have a problem with that. BLM, when they're going to lease the parcels, they had a sale. And I'm wondering why there wasn't a sale for this pipeline. The other aspect is, does Saddle Butte have common shareholders with Williams Energy, with Ancana? There has to be that transparency. I want to know, are they, again, like Ancana, a multinational company that is forcing their process on us? The other is, what is Saddle Butte's resume like to warrant them to be given the opportunity to build this pipeline? What is their record? I mean, we have certain information that is available to us that says in North Dakota there was a big old pipeline break and millions of gallons of oil was spilled. What assurance do we have from Saddle Butte that they will not allow that type of situation to occur? The other is, what is Saddle Butte's record in complying with the National Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Regulations? What is their record? Okay, the other is, we have some other aspects. Okay, at the last scoping meeting, we found out that Saddle Butte has already acquired about less than 30 miles of right-of-way on the private lands. My position is, I want fair market value for the right-of-way that I'm going to be asked to grant. Fair market value from a business perspective. And in the area environmental compliance. What is Saddle Butte's record? If they have no record, then how are we going to be assured that things will not happen? Federal Indian Minerals Management Office already had a predetermined price on the leasing, on the allotments in this area. There was never any negotiation. And I'm fearful that there's already going to be a price per lineal feet on this right-of-way request, and I want to be able to negotiate it. And as every allottee should be able to, allowed to negotiate what they feel their property is valued at. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. If we have time at the end, I'll have to call you back up.
Shoot one.
Our next commenter is Henry Barber, please. I also, while Henry's coming up here, wanted to give a little bit of instruction on how to leave a comment. There are a variety of methods. If you prefer not to do the oral type of commenting that some of the commenters have signed up to do, there's instructions on the handouts. There's an email address that you can submit a comment via email. You can also write on one of the comment forms and give it to one of the BLM or SWCA staff. So I encourage anyone who wants to make a comment, who doesn't have an opportunity to speak tonight, or even if you do, please feel free to write your comment down and submit it in either of those ways. Thank you. Henry?
Thank you. It's one of the next scientific words. Any time that traditionally that you want to address the audience, you start out with kahasi, meaning that you are in connection with your environment, your surrounding, the land, the vegetations, and all the wildlife. How the human is connected to our surroundings. And then you say, you address your elders. You're a younger person. You got to have respect for your elders. Then people at your own age, then those that are younger than you and your children. That's a traditional way to address the people. So I'd like to say, thank you for allowing us. My name is Henry Barber. I am presently the president of the Medicine Man Association. In any given time, whether it's in the past or in the present, over 100 years ago, there was a big turmoil, displacement of our elders' lives, our ancestors. They were detached from the land that they loved. Seems like in the modern days, the younger generation does not really have that deep feeling that our elders used to have, where they have actually have a deep connection, the moral connection, understanding of who they are, the men, the people, how they are connected to the land, how they live off the land. through time, the past 92 years under the form of laws, our government, dealing with the federal government, kind of lead us away from that basic. Seems like today our younger generation does not really have the full understanding, but yet we still have our elders, which we carry on our moral basics, on our ancients, oral knowledge of theology, meaning we have a basic, we have a spiritual belief foundation, which has the interaction and interconnection with the natural philosophy of life. How everything is connected to our traditional self-determination, our way of life. And it also connects with the natural fundamental laws. Since time immemorial, these are immutable laws that at any dealing with a natural resource, any development, they seemingly intentionally neglect our basics. We have sacred places, sacred water, other sacred elements. Yes, there are wildlife that are considered endangered, but what about our spiritual belief connection? Today, any given major business entities, including the federal government, their laws does not really protect our basic. In the future, that should be mainly considered. Where they need to consider right now that the Navajo Nation also established a new law, which is about the health system, Navajo Health Department, which is included our own traditional health system. Now that we are very much in connection with our tribal governmental law, that all these things has to be respected, they need to consult with our medicine people. That's my major concern that I want to share with you. That we are only trying to prolong the creation that we are part of. It. We are the image of the creation. We want to have a welfare of life where the people can enjoy life while we exist. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barber. Our next commenter is Anna Rondon. After Anna, we'll have Chad Gilbert, just so you know who's on deck.
or the assurances. But I really want the Bureau of Land Management to partner with me to honor the Federal Land Management Policy Act. That's your Bible. In there it says full public participation. These 3 hearings will form the judgment. We need to have more. I know the archaeologists that are working for Saddle there's stuff to do, but they really want to hear what our cultural concerns. So with that, there might be some lawsuits if we don't hear our requests. Due process, equal protection under the United States Civil Rights, under the Navajo Bill of Rights. Gotta do more, and we'll make sure that your boss hears this. And we'll make sure that our Navajo leaders provide our due process. I only see one year here. Our leader and I are going to remember our own people all these years. Time is now for us to speak out and demand equal protection, healthy communities. We have a lot of issues in our community. Health. We're in public health applications of pipelines that are based on communities. But with that, thank you. I can go on and on and on and get retired. Thank you again. Yeah.
Thank you, Ed. After Chad, we have Stanley Martin.
Hello, my name is Chad Gilbert, and I represent pipeline workers in New Mexico. I had a group of workers that called me that live along the route of the pipeline, of the proposed Pinion Pipeline project, called me and asked me to come and look at this project. We have some of the best pipeline builders, workers in the world. A lot of the people, no different than the Sioux Indians, built skyscrapers. The Navajo people built pipelines since the 1930s. They've done that building projects like the Alaska Pipeline, the Lions Pipeline, and the Ruby Pipeline. Our members that live out here on the reservation are very well, environmentally sound people. They have taught us lessons about the environment, about the land. They care about the land. And from looking at the project and seeing what the project is, I've told them that I support the project because the pipeline, I've heard a lot of talk about developing the resources. The resources have been developed. The pipeline is actually carrying the oil from point A to point B. Now, what we've got to ask ourselves, is that better than having 100 trucks on the road going up and down our dirt roads, potholes, and even the lives of our families on the roads driving? And another thing about the trucks is a pipeline is more environmentally sound than a truck because a truck has emissions, carbon emissions, where a pipeline doesn't. So, in my opinion, this is a good project. I've talked to Saddle Butte. They seem to want to build the pipeline correctly. The pipeline will be built by Navajo workers. Will be a Navajo preference pipeline. And I can just say that our guys are highly trained, and they're the greatest pipeline builders on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad. Stanley Martin. After Stanley, we have Matthew Sandoval.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stanley Martin. I'm here today to speak on behalf of 798. I come here to